Hey there, deep divers. Are you ready to dive into some seriously strange jobs?
Jobs so unusual you might think they're made up.
But they're not. These quirky careers actually exist.
And get this, they actually tell us a lot about how work and society are changing.
That's right. We're talking odd jobs.
Jobs with titles so wild, you'll be wondering if someone spiked the office coffee with something a little extra.
We're drawing inspiration today from a podcast called Odd Job Titles that really exist bizarre careers and hilarious job descriptions.
And believe me, some of these job titles are so out there, you'll be chuckling all the way to the water cooler.
Okay, so let's kick things off with a job that sounds fit for royalty, but with a feathered twist.
Feathered royalty. Intriguing.
Have you ever heard of a duck master?
Duck master. That's a new one.
Nope, not talking about some ancient waterfowl whisperer.
Okay, so what kind of duck master are we talking about then?
We're talking about a real job at the Peabody Hotel in Memphis.
Huh.
They have an actual person whose job it is to escort a flock of ducks.
A flock of ducks.
From their rooftop penthouse down to a fountain in the lobby.
Every day.
Every single day. Can you imagine what that job interview is like?
So tell me about your experience in event management.
Well, I once successfully herded a group of ducks through a 5-star hotel lobby without a single incident of feather-related mayhem or unexpected quacking.
Now that would be an impressive resume.
Talk about pressure. What would you even put on your resume?
Professional duck wrangler.
Maybe, but here's where things get interesting.
Okay, I'm all ears.
This seemingly silly job actually tells us a lot about branding and creating memorable experiences for people.
You know, you're right.
It's like those ducks are mini celebrities.
The Peabody ducks are a beloved tradition.
Yeah.
And they attract tourists from all over the world.
Exactly.
So this quirky role highlights how businesses can use unique experiences to stand out and build a strong identity.
It's not just about the ducks. It's about the story and the feeling it creates for guests.
The whole experience.
All right, next up we have a job title that might sound a little too good to be true.
Okay, shoot to
Chief Happiness Officer.
Chief Happiness Officer.
I know what you're thinking. Rainbows, unicorns, and mandatory group hugs.
Sounds pretty idyllic.
But it's actually a lot more than that.
Oh, tell me more.
It's not just about superficial perks or forced happiness, you know?
Right.
Companies are realizing that when employees feel happy and supported, they're more engaged, more productive.
And ultimately, they contribute to a more successful business.
Exactly.
This connects to a larger societal shift towards recognizing the importance of mental health and work-life balance.
It's about creating a workplace culture that supports the overall well-being of employees.
Not just their output.
Now, for a job title that sounds like it might be straight out of a dream, we have the professional sleeper.
Professional sleeper, as in someone who gets paid to sleep.
Yes, you heard that right. People actually get paid to sleep.
Kidding.
I can just imagine the performance review. So we noticed a dip in your REM cycle last quarter. Are you getting enough beauty sleep? We need you at peak sleep performance.
That's hilarious.
But really, it might sound like a lazy person's paradise.
Yeah.
Professional sleepers play a crucial role
In what?
in testing the comfort and quality of mattresses, pillows, and other sleep-related products.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's all about making sure we get a good night's sleep.
What's interesting here is how it challenges our typical ideas about work and rest.
Because we usually think of sleep as something passive, right?
Yeah, like downtime.
But in this case, it's a skill that requires a certain level of dedication.
And dare I say, talent.
It also speaks to our increasing awareness of sleep's importance for our health.
Absolutely. Sleep is no longer seen as just downtime.
It's essential for our physical and cognitive well-being.
No kidding, a good night's sleep can make all the difference.
All right, get ready to grab the remote and settle in, because this next job might make you want to ditch your day job.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
I'm talking about the Netflix tagger.
Netflix tagger, what is that?
Imagine getting paid to binge watch movies and TV shows all day long.
Sounds like a dream job already.
Adding tags to help people find exactly what they're looking for.
So they're like the ultimate movie matchmakers.
Exactly. Think mind-bending plot twists, tearjerker alert, or maybe even best enjoyed with a giant bowl of popcorn.
That's pretty cool, actually. It sounds like a fun way to contribute to the entertainment world.
But this role also highlights the increasing importance of metadata.
Metadata?
You know those little bits of information that describe and categorize digital content?
See.
Netflix taggers are like the librarians of the digital age, helping us find the stories that resonate with us.
Making sense of the chaos.
Speaking of digital trends, let's talk about a job that's all about cuteness overload.
Cuteness overload. You have my attention.
With maybe a little bit of bamboo banditry thrown in, Panda nanny.
Had a nanny. Oh my goodness, that sounds adorable.
Picture yourself spending your days cuddling these adorable fluff balls, teaching them how to climb trees and keeping them out of mischief.
Who wouldn't want that job?
It sounds like a dream job, right?
Really?
But it's not all just panda cuddles, though.
Really? What else is involved?
These animals are endangered and require specialized care.
Oh, of course.
Everything from their diet to creating an environment that mimics their natural habitat requires expertise.
So it's a blend of childcare, animal husbandry, and conservation science.
Exactly. You got to be dedicated to those pandas.
Sounds like a big responsibility, but so rewarding.
Okay, deep divers, get your noses ready because this next one is for those with a strong sense of smell.
Strong sense of smell. Uh-oh.
Brace yourselves for the odor judge.
Odor judge.
These brave souls get paid to well-smell armpits all day long.
What? It's me.
They're testing how well deodorants work and making sure the world doesn't smell like a locker room.
Wow, that's dedication.
It's a job that demands a highly developed sense of smell.
I can imagine.
The ability to distinguish subtle nuances in fragrance,
Like a sommelier for smells.
and maybe a strong stomach.
Definitely.
But think about it. How many products do you use that are designed to smell good, or at least not smell bad?
You know, that's a good point. I never really thought about it.
The odor judge, they're the unsung heroes of the fragrance world.
Keeping us smelling fresh.
All right, let's take a break from all that sniffing and move on to a job that's a little more refreshing.
Refreshing. I like the sound of that.
Have you ever dreamed of getting paid to slide down water slides all day?
Is that even a real job?
Well, guess what? Water slide tester is a real job.
No way. Tell me more.
They evaluate everything about a water slide's smoothness, speed, how you land in the splash zone,
So they're making sure it's safe and fun.
all to make sure riders have a fun and, most importantly, safe experience.
That's really important, actually. Those water slides can get pretty wild.
I bet the job interview is something else.
How so?
So tell me, how do you feel about centrifugal force? Can you handle a triple corkscrew without losing your lunch?
And most importantly, do you have a good swimsuit?
Exactly. But this job might sound like all fun and games,
Right.
but it actually requires a keen eye for detail and a good understanding of physics and engineering principles.
That's right. They're not just sliding for fun. They're making sure those fun water slides are actually safe.
Meeting all the necessary standards.
They're making sure the thrill is there, but you're not going to fly off into the bushes on a turn.
Okay, this next one is for those of you with a serious sweet tooth
Ooh, sweet tooth. I'm listening.
and maybe a strong stomach. We're talking about the ice cream taste.
An ice cream taster. That's a job.
Imagine spending your days sampling new ice cream flavors.
Now that's the dream.
But be warned, if you gain 10 pounds in your first month, it's technically considered research weight.
Research weight. I like it.
At least that's what I'll tell my doctor. But in all seriousness, ice cream tasters play a crucial role in quality control and product development.
They're analyzing everything from the smoothness and creaminess of the ice cream to the intensity and balance of flavors.
Making sure each batch meets the highest standards of deliciousness.
So they're like the guardians of deliciousness,
Exactly.
protecting us from subpar ice cream.
All right, deep divers, are you ready for a job that's not for the faint of heart?
Okay, I'm a little scared now. What is it?
Get ready for this one. The snake milker.
Snake milker.
These folks have nerves of steel and a deep understanding of how snakes behave.
I can only imagine.
They handle these venomous creatures with precision, extracting their venom for medical research.
And for the production of those life-saving antivenoms.
Can you imagine going home at the end of the day and your family asking, "How was work, honey?" And you're like, "Oh, just another day milking a cobra."
Not your average water cooler talk.
Oh, snake milkers play a critical role in global health,
Their work is inherently risky, but their efforts contribute to saving countless lives from the potentially deadly effects of snake bites.
It's amazing how such a seemingly strange job can have such a huge impact on the world.
Absolutely, a true testament to the power of human ingenuity and bravery.
And last but certainly not least, let's unleash your inner child with this final job.
Unleash my inner child. This sounds fun.
The Lego sculptor.
Lego sculpture,
Yeah.
you mean?
These talented individuals get paid to build large-scale sculptures out of Legos.
Wait, really?
Imagine creating everything from life-sized animals to intricate cityscapes, all out of those colorful bricks.
That sounds like a dream job. What kid wouldn't want to do that?
That's like every kid's dream job.
But with a lot more precision.
And probably a few more frustrated groans when a piece goes missing.
Oh, I bet. But seriously, it's amazing what they can create with something so seemingly simple.
It really shows the power of imagination and creativity.
Turning childhood toys into works of art.
That's it for part 1 of our deep dive into these unusual and surprising jobs.
These unconventional roles really challenge our preconceived notions of what work is.
And they highlight the diverse ways people contribute to society.
And that's what makes them so fascinating.
But before we move on to part 2, I'm curious, which of these odd jobs would you be most likely to try?
And maybe even more importantly, what hidden talents or passions do you have that could lead you down an unexpected career path?
We'll be back with more insights in part 2, so stay tuned.
Can't wait to explore more of these odd jobs. Welcome back to our deep dive into the world of odd jobs.
We've already explored some pretty fascinating unconventional careers.
From the whimsical duck master
To the crucial snake milker.
and we've only scratched the surface.
I know, right? It's like someone took a peek into my childhood dreams.
And said,
Let's make these actual jobs.
who hasn't dreamed of being a professional sleeper?
Or an ice cream taster.
It's amazing how many of these roles challenge those traditional ideas about work,
They really do.
blending passion and playfulness
And purpose.
in ways that go beyond the typical 9 to 5.
They remind us that there are so many different ways to contribute to society.
And find fulfillment in our work.
Whether it's through
Perfectly tagged Netflix shows.
or those incredibly detailed Lego masterpieces.
Speaking of those Lego masterpieces,
Yes, those incredible creations.
let's revisit the Lego sculptor for a moment.
Okay, back to the world of colorful bricks.
It might seem like a purely creative role.
You're right, it's not just about letting your imagination run wild.
It also demands a high level of technical skill and precision.
I can only imagine the patience it takes to put those intricate designs together.
Brick by brick
Without losing your cool.
are a crucial piece.
It's like a giant 3D puzzle with the added pressure of creating a work of art.
Lego sculptors often work on large-scale projects
Huge sculptures.
that require meticulous planning and execution.
They have to think about every single detail.
Structural integrity, color palettes, the overall visual impact.
It's mind-blowing what they can create with something so simple.
It really is a true testament to the boundless creativity of the human mind.
Okay, let's shift gears from colorful bricks to something a little more slippery.
Slippery.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
We talked about water slide testers earlier.
Oh yeah, the professional thrill seekers.
That's one job I would definitely apply for.
Who wouldn't want to get paid to splash around all day?
Right. But it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
There's got to be more to it than just sliding down.
They have a serious responsibility, too.
What do you mean?
They're ensuring the safety and structural soundness of those thrill rides.
Oh, right. Of course they have to make sure those slides are safe.
Exactly. They have to assess potential hazards
Evaluate the water flow.
and make sure those twists and turns don't send riders flying off into the unknown.
They need to be comfortable with heights and speed.
And maybe a little bit of turbulence
They need to be able to give detailed feedback to the engineers and designers.
to make sure those slides are both thrilling and safe.
A delicate balance.
Now let's dive back into the world of unusual scents
Back to those smells, huh?
with the odor judge.
The odor judge? The unsung hero of the fragrance world.
It's a job that might not appeal to everyone,
You can say that again.
but it plays a crucial role in developing and testing a whole range of products.
Everything from cosmetics and personal care.
To food and beverages.
Wow, they must have some incredible noses.
They do. They have incredibly sensitive noses and the ability to pick out even the subtlest differences in fragrance.
Imagine being able to smell the perfect blend of essential oils for a new perfume.
Or tell if a batch of coffee beans has reached peak aroma,
It's like a sensory superpower.
one that most of us probably take for granted.
Odor judges use their olfactory expertise to evaluate
The quality, the consistency.
the effectiveness of all kinds of scented products,
They might be asked to identify off notes in a fragrance,
or figure out how long a scent lasts.
or even determine the emotional response triggered by a particular aroma.
It's a fascinating field,
It really is.
combining science, art, and a whole lot of nasal fortitude.
I can only imagine the dinner conversations. So what did you smell today?
Speaking of unique skills, let's circle back to the professional sleeper.
The masters of slumber.
We often think of sleep as something passive,
Just something we do naturally.
but for these individuals, it's a job that requires discipline
Attention to detail.
and maybe a love of pajamas.
Getting paid to sleep might sound like a dream come true.
But it's more than just catching some Z's.
They work with researchers and manufacturers.
To evaluate how comfortable and effective those mattresses and pillows are.
And all those other sleep products.
They might be asked to sleep in different positions,
keep track of their sleep cycles.
Or give feedback on things like temperature regulation and support.
It's like they're sleep detectives uncovering the secrets to a good night's rest.
Maybe their work could even help us better understand dreams.
Or lead to breakthroughs in treating sleep disorders.
The possibilities are endless.
Let's not forget about the panda nanny.
Oh yes, the caretakers of those adorable pandas.
Combining a love for animals with the demands of childcare.
But with furry, bamboo-loving creatures.
Imagine being responsible for the well-being of those adorable and endangered pandas.
It's a job that requires a gentle touch.
A keen eye for observation.
And a whole lot of patience.
Panda nannies play a vital role in conservation efforts.
Helping to raise and care for those baby pandas in a controlled environment.
They monitor their development, provide enrichment activities, and make sure those pandas are healthy and happy.
It's a demanding job.
But so rewarding.
It takes a deep understanding of panda behavior.
And a genuine passion for these gentle giants.
And let's be honest, who wouldn't want to cuddle a baby panda all day long?
But it's not all about cuteness overload.
No, there's a lot more to it than that.
Panda nannies also have to prevent those pandas from escaping.
Deal with their bamboo thievery.
And navigate those complex panda social dynamics.
It's definitely a role that calls for a love of animals.
And a strong sense of responsibility.
It highlights how important conservation is.
To protect these vulnerable species for the future.
Now let's move on to a job that might make some of us squirm a little.
Okay, what is it this time?
The snake milker.
The snake milker.
It's not a job for everyone.
Definitely not for the faint of heart.
But it's absolutely essential in the fight against snake bites.
These snake milkers are highly skilled individuals.
They extract venom from snakes. You know?
Venom that's crucial for making those anti-venoms that save countless lives.
Worldwide.
They work with a variety of venomous snakes.
Handling them carefully.
And using specialized techniques to extract that venom.
This job takes a deep understanding of snake behavior.
Nerves of steel.
And a very steady hand.
Imagine facing a cobra or a rattlesnake every day.
Knowing that one wrong move could have serious consequences.
It takes a special kind of courage and dedication to do this work.
They're putting their lives on the line to help others.
Snake milkers play a vital role in public health.
They're providing the raw materials needed to make those antivenoms.
That can neutralize the effects of snake bites.
Their work is often dangerous, but it's a testament to human ingenuity.
And our ability to use nature's power for good.
Speaking of harnessing nature's power, let's revisit the world of deliciousness.
Back to the sweet stuff.
With the ice cream taster.
The ice cream taster.
This job might sound like a constant sugar rush.
It does, doesn't it?
But it requires a sophisticated palate.
And a sharp eye for detail.
These ice cream tasters are the guardians of good taste in the ice cream world.
They're the ones making sure every scoop meets the highest standards.
Of flavor, texture, and quality.
They get to sample countless flavors.
Evaluating everything from how smooth the ice cream is
to how intense those chocolate chips are.
It takes a discerning palate.
And a love of all things frozen and delicious.
Ice cream tasters work with food scientists and product developers
to create new flavors, tweak existing recipes,
and make sure that every batch of ice cream is a symphony of sweetness.
And who wouldn't want to be the first to try the next big ice cream sensation?
It's a job that combines culinary expertise
with a sense of wonder and playfulness.
Finally, let's circle back to the world of digital entertainment.
Back to the screens.
With the Netflix tagger.
Those masters of metadata.
In an era of endless streaming options.
So many choices.
These individuals play a crucial role in helping us navigate that overwhelming world.
Of movies and TV shows.
Netflix taggers are the curators of our binge-watching sessions.
Helping us find exactly what we're in the mood for.
They have a deep understanding of genres, themes, and what audiences like.
They're experts in entertainment.
And they use their expertise to categorize content and make it easier to find.
They're like the librarians of the digital age.
Guiding us through that massive library of streaming content.
Making sure we can find those movies that make us laugh.
Cry or ponder the mysteries of the universe.
All from the comfort of our couches.
And on that note, let's take a moment to refill our popcorn bowls.
And ponder the vastness of that digital entertainment universe.
We'll be back soon with part 3. To wrap up our deep dive into the world of odd jobs.
With some final thoughts and reflections, Welcome back, deep divers. We've explored a whole bunch of unconventional careers
From the whimsical to the essential.
and uncovered some pretty cool insights along the way.
About work society.
Maybe even ourselves.
It's been quite a ride, hasn't it?
It has. We've seen that people get paid to cuddle pandas,
Some alarm pits.
even slide down water slides all day long.
Who knew that milking snakes or tagging Netflix shows could be so important?
I know, right? It's amazing how these odd jobs
Ones we often overlook.
actually reveal so much about human ingenuity
Our ability to adapt.
and how work itself is constantly changing.
They challenge those old ideas about what a real job is supposed to be.
Can remind us that there are endless ways to contribute to the world
And find meaning in what we do.
every single day.
As we've seen, these unconventional careers often reflect those bigger trends.
Yeah, those shifts in our values as a society.
The rise of the chief happiness officer, for instance.
That's a great example.
It points to that growing importance of employee well-being.
Businesses are realizing that a happy workforce is a productive one.
And the demand for professional sleepers shows how much more aware we are of sleep.
How crucial it is for our health.
Even a job that sounds as fun as the Netflix tagger.
Right.
It reflects that massive explosion of digital content we're all dealing with.
We're overwhelmed with choices.
And that's where these skill taggers come in.
They help us make sense of it all.
So what can we take away from all this?
What have we learned from our deep dive into this world of odd jobs?
Well, perhaps it's a reminder that work doesn't have to be a soul-crushing grind.
Maybe it's an invitation to explore our passions.
And not be afraid to be unconventional.
Or maybe it's simply a nudge to appreciate all the different ways people contribute,
To making the world work.
even in the most unexpected ways.
I think you've hit the nail on the head. These odd jobs, often hidden in plain sight, show us that work can be about so much more than just punching a clock.
And collecting a paycheck.
They show us that fulfillment can be found in the most unexpected places.
And that our unique passions, our creativity,
Our willingness to embrace the unusual can lead us to some truly rewarding paths.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
I want to leave you with a question.
okay, what is it?
What hidden talents or passions do you have that could lead you down an unexpected career path?
What unique skills or interests could blossom into a fulfilling and maybe even a slightly odd job for you?
The world of work is constantly changing.
Who knows what amazing and strange jobs might emerge in the future?
Maybe someday we'll be deep diving into the careers of virtual reality dreamweavers.
Or interplanetary space junk recyclers.
The possibilities are endless.
And that's what makes it so exciting.
So embrace your quirks, nurture your passions, and never be afraid to explore those unconventional paths.
You never know where they might lead you.
That's a wrap on this episode of The Deep Dive. Until next time, stay curious, keep an open mind, and remember that the world is full of fascinating surprises, even in the realm of work.